Hi everyone, it's Lillian here coming to you from Alberta, Canada, and we live here in Spruce Grove, and right now we are in a deep freeze. Pretty much literally, we've had a really nice mild winter, but right now, this morning it was minus 29. The high today was minus 24 with a wind chill. So it's chilly. So the good news about that is it's the perfect time to be crafting. And the other thing is we decided the good time to defrost the freezer. So we've got our freezer emptied out, everything's outside, the freezer's defrosted, and it's too cold. We don't feel like going out and bringing the stuff back in. Maybe we'll have to tackle it tomorrow, I think. But anyway, it's been a good time to get the freezer defrosted and do some of those kinds of things. So that being said, let's go down to my desk and see what's in store tonight. So here we go. Let's see. I always have to get everything in position here. So if I've made you seasick, I am sorry. But I think we're in position now, and the waves should be settled, I believe. And let's make sure I'm on the computer, and it looks like I am. And hopefully I turned my sound off. There we go. And we're all set to go. So I see Lynn and Judy and Diana. Hi, welcome everybody. So I'm going to share just a couple of things to begin with. Then we're going to do Create With Me. And then I have some more things to show at the end. So just hang in there and we'll cover it all. If you're looking for my website, it is right here. And then if you're shopping from my online store, this is the hostess code to use right now, unless you've got your orders over $200 or more, and then you get all the benefits. So just go for it. Hi, Roz. Hi, Karen. Hi, Sue. Oh, so good to have everybody here. All right, I just wanted to show you in person. I know that Sue likes show and tell, and we're going to have it at the beginning and the end, Sue. Hi, Mark. So one of the things about this time of the year is you're trying to think of little treats to give the people in your life. And right now, too, parents are overwhelmed with all they have to do. There's nothing to keep the kids busy. They have to, in some cases, do homeschooling. They never know when that's going to happen. And they're just having to be everything for the kids. So when we can give them something that makes their life a little bit easier and also entertains the kids, I think that's a win-win. So you can buy cookie mixes. I didn't know that till I explored the grocery store. And all I did was wrap a belly band around it. And how I decided on the belly band how long is I just took a tape measure, wrapped it around, cinched it in a little bit, then I knew how long. Now, nothing is better than Stamp Set. Works perfectly for this because cookies do make everything better. And I didn't glue it down because I wanted to be able to share it. It's switched out. And you notice the join is here, and then I leave the dimensionals on here because then it's easy to find the right spot. Then I also did my layering circles and did this little Cookie Monster one. So there are two potential ideas. Doesn't have to be just for Valentine's. This can be just for any time. So that was the one idea. I shared it on the weekend. And then I'm just going to bring in the other idea I shared again. I just put a belly band around this. Now this is one of those, let me just grab it, cake in a mug cake in a mug, I believe it's called. They come in all different flavors. They're sold in boxes like this. There's 4 to a box, and they are in where the cake mixes are. So just use your eyes there. I've seen them at pretty much every grocery store I've been in. This one is for brownies, and so they've got a caramel sauce on top. Some have the icing packet. So all I did is put it together, put a belly band around it. Kids love to have a little whisk. Forget about the kids, we all do, right? And then I put a couple of hearts on here, and I use that Hey Chick. He just is too perfect. With the cupcake there, it was just too perfect. Now, I don't know if you can see, but I used our Shimmery Crystal Effects. Where is it? Because I keep forgetting that we still have it. Shimmery Crystal Effects. And so it has a little shimmer to it, and it takes a little bit to dry, but once it's dry, it's kind of raised and shiny and shimmery. So just an idea. And then we have this other wonderful stamp set called Treasures of Life, and I thought that would be a really neat one too. I was just giving options. Diana, you like the Cookie Monster? Yeah, I kind of like that too. I go back to him every so often. And then I'm going to give you a little sneak of what's going to be in my newsletter this week. And this is using the Curvy Keepsakes dies. And I cut a little window in it and put a window sheet there, and then put some treats in, and then some of this. So I will have the instructions in my newsletter. So if you subscribe to my newsletter, you're good to go. If you don't subscribe, I will be putting the link after I finish this video, and you can click on it and subscribe to the newsletter, and then you'll get those instructions. All right, let's clear a little space and get down to Create with Me. So today for Create with Me, I am going to focus on this here. This is a celebration. So it's in this celebration book brochure. And we're going to use the stamp set and this wonderful designer paper that makes me think of spring, and well, I love raspberries and blueberries and strawberries and all of that. So it is just so good. Just before I go there, I wanted to point out that if you host a workshop of $375 or more, and hey, you can be your own hostess if you want, if you've got a big order, although I would suggest signing up if it's all yours. There you get, over and above your regular stamping rewards, you get this stamp set. And I just got it. I wanted to share a little bit more. So here it is right here. And most of these things work with our dies. And then like these words will actually fit inside there. These words will fit inside there, and so on. So some of the punches, did I say dies? I meant to say punches. So some of the punches that work, so we have the, put it on the wrong one, the double oval, which is in the new mini catalog. And what I often do is I use a sticky note and punch that out, and then I can go and look and see if it fits or not. So that would fit around that one. I'll just do it here. That would fit around that one. This would fit around that. Or they fit around the words there. Or these words. So you can take this and travel through your catalog, because most things in our catalog are to size, and see what fits. And then when I store it, I just store it there, and then I can find it again. So we also have in the regular catalog, the annual, the rectangular postage stamp. And again, I've got a little die, so that fits around here nicely. It'll fit around some of the words. It'll fit around that. So a lot of our punches will work with this, or they can work on their own. So just something to be aware of if you are thinking of having a party, and you can even do an online party. Talk to me, we can work that out. But this you would get over and above your regular stamping rewards. So that's just a neat thing to know. Alrighty, back to business, Lillian. We're working with this here. So let me bring that in. So the stamp set is called Berry Blessings. So it is what you call a two-step stamp set. So you can stamp the outline and just leave it as the outline, like here or here. Or you can stamp the outline and then you can do this and it's all colored for you. So you can put this over top of that and it's colored for you. And these blueberries match up likely better than any of the two steps I've ever seen. Often it's sort of a watercolor look, but these ones really, really work well. And some great sayings as well, and I like the fonts. The paper is this here, so front and back all the way down of the designer paper. Some great berry type of things, and then some great just backgrounds. And look at all the colors that go with this paper. You can make almost any kind of card with this. So tonight we're going to use this. So let me bring in, because I haven't done Create with me for a little bit, and I'm really looking forward to it, and I really like this card, so I'm hoping you do too. So what I always start with is the designer paper. And in the instructions when I had you gather your supplies, the designer paper is 3 1/4 by 4 1/4. And then what I do is I look at this here, and remember on the back of the packing, when you get your designer paper, all the colors that coordinate are given right here. Now, I like to be able to see it without squinting, so I get my Sharpie marker and just write it out. It makes my eyes happy. So I often start with some of these colors, but then I hold my designer paper up to them and see which ones. I usually use bigger pieces, but you can see that, like, it looks good with the green and it looks good with different ones, but I decided to go with Pacific Point. So here is Pacific Point. So, okay, here's the designer paper, 3 1/4 by 4 1/4. Here is the cardstock, and I have 2 pieces of it. One is 5.5, pardon me, by 8.5, and we'll score that in a minute. And then the other one is 3 1/2 by 4 1/2, right here. And then we need 2 pieces of basic white, 4 by 5 1/4, and one is for the inside, but we are going to be doing the inside while we work tonight, so you want both of them. Karen, you chose the exact same paper and cardstock. Oh, that's hilarious. Great minds think alike, right? And we won't finish that off. All right, so what I'm going to do now is bring in my paper trimmer. And first off, I don't know why I did that. I need to score this in half. So with the long side at the top, I'm going to score at 4 1/4. Slide it out and put it to the side. Now I'm going to bring in the designer paper, and I need to cut it in half this way and in half this way. So to cut it in half this way, I need to cut it at 1 5/8. So let me just help you find that 5/8. 5 is past the halfway mark, so there's 1 1/2. So 5/8 is that next little bit of a long mark. It's not 3/4, it's the little long mark in between. So it's halfway between 1/2 and 3/4. So 1 5/8. So I'm going to do that. Make sure I've got it in the right spot. And then I'm going to turn it, and I'm just going to stack them up. It's designer paper, and the trimmer can go through both. And I want to cut this in half, and half this way is 2 1/8. So I'm lining it up at the 2. I see I didn't cut them exactly right, but that's all right. And now there's 2, that's 2 inches. This is 2 1/4. 1/8 is halfway in between. So there we go. Now, I do kind of want to keep them in order. It likely doesn't matter, but I am going to try. So let's keep those in order and put them down. And now I am going to bring in the piece of cardstock that is 3 1/2 by 4 1/2. So the smaller of your pieces of cardstock. And we're going to cut it in half this way and in half this way again. So this is a little easier. 1 3/4 going this way. Let me make sure I've got 1 3/4. Measure twice, cut once, right? 1 3/4. Then I'm going to turn it so the long side is at the top, and this is going to be 2 1/4. And they should be all the same. 2 1/4. There we go. So We've done the cutting. We've done the scoring. So let's do the folding. Let's fold the card base. Like that. And now Karen's told me what she's using. I'd love to know what some of the rest of you are using. So let me know that. Now I'm going to bring in those pieces that I just cut. And what I will be doing is layering them on top of here. So I can flip these over and put adhesive on all of them at the same time. Ooh, that's pretty too. I won't change my mind. I will stick with it. So I haven't heard what designer paper some of the rest of you are using. It doesn't matter if it's retired or whatever, or if you're not doing it right now with me, maybe one that you're thinking about using when you do recreate this. Now I am just going to go like that. You like the measurements, Karen? Yes, I always appreciate that too. So I'm just sticking them down, getting all my layers ready. You're just going to be, well, I hope you're amazed and wowed. I was when I first made this, and then my mind went 1,000 different directions, as only my mind can do, of course. There we go. And one more. There. Okay, now I am going to bring one of my basic white pieces in, and I'm just going to arrange them. So like this. Yes, I like the Pacific Point too, Sue, and I don't use it nearly enough. So I'm glad that it worked here. I'm going to bring this so you can see the contrast, and I can see the contrast. There we go. So I'm going to try to get these all in the right spot. Actually, what I need to do now that I know these are correct is turn them upside down, because I have to put dimensionals on them. So I know that this is going to go here like that, and it looks that. Does that look pretty straight-ish? And then what I'm going to do, I am going to take one of these away. And before I fasten this down, I'm going to stamp my words in this spot. Now, those of you who have stamped with me before, you know that I like to stamp first, because if I make a mistake, I can flip this paper over and no one knows that there's something on the other side. My oops is on the other side, because paper has two sides. Kelly, welcome. So glad you're here. And I hope everybody's staying warm. Okay, let's put this down. Now this is photopolymer, so give it just to the count of 3 or so to transfer the ink. Ooh, that's just so pretty. I re-inked my pad today because I went to use it and realized it needed re-inking. So those of you who want to know how to re-ink an ink pad, go watch last week's Facebook Live, because we ended up doing that spur of the moment, and it was a good lesson. I had a whole bunch of people saying they didn't know how to do it. So now I'm going to put dimensionals on all of these. One, two, 3, 4. There we go. Now, again, I like to play around with placement before I commit myself. And you will also notice that I don't press down initially. I just rest the piece. Now I have to make sure I've got things going the right way. Yeah. I'm just going to rest it until I get them all in position, and then I can always move them much more easily. What did I just do here? There we go. So much for keeping them in order. Then I flip them around and see, this one's now crooked, so I will get that. Let's see here. And let's go with one more. Like that. Now before I squish it down, I'm going to have a look-see. Some of it needs a little tweaking, and I'm actually going to have to pick it up and have a look because, as you've heard me say many times, it's hard to see when working on camera. So I'm going to just tweak that one a little bit, and I think that I'm going to be happy. So I am going to press it down, and now we've got this part done. Now it's going to go down on here. Ooh, I like that a lot. So you could put it on dimensionals if you wanted, but these are already on dimensionals, so I'm going to just glue it straight down. And some of you are wondering, what about that piece you got rid of? Oh, don't you worry. We're going to use that. So let's put this down here. Like that. And now we can remove some of these extra pieces. And we are going to embellish this. I am coming down to that, but we have still got this. And for this, we're going to take the piece from the inside and we're going to fasten it here. So it's going to go in the corner that we took it out of, sort of, if that makes sense to you. So if we had it here, it would be here. Now we're just sliding it over and putting it here. And because it's on the inside, I am just going to glue it right down. Oh, I'm so glad you like it, Judy. Perfect. And I was really happy with it, and I kept looking at it, and I thought, oh, we got it. We've got to do this. And it would look perfect with pretty much any paper. There we go, and that is going to be the inside. Isn't that neat? I love that. Okay, now a few embellishments, and we should be good to go. So let's bring in the holiday rhinestones. Now we're using Pacific Point, and the holiday rhinestones are Night of Navy, but I kind of thought they would do. So I held them up, and what do you think? I think they work, don't you? So let's not that I'm giving you a chance to give me any feedback. I'm just charging right ahead here, aren't I? Okay, so I'm going to put a big one there, and I know I usually scatter. I'm actually going to put these in a row, doing something different for me. There we go. Usually I scatter them because I can't get them straight. That's why. Or I'm not good at getting straight. It removes all that pressure. So, ladies, that is our card tonight. Diana loves everything about this card. Oh, that makes me happy. I do too. I just love it. You can do it with any designer paper. Here, I did it with, from the Floral Art Gallery. I forget what it's called. One of you will know if you could tell me. So the same card here, like that. And I always put my extra notes to myself in here. Sue loves it. Oh, perfect. Okay, so that's our card tonight, and I have some show and tell, so hang in there. I've been in some swaps, and I've gotten some great show and tell, some great swap cards, so show and tell, and so I'm going to show these to you. This came from somebody in the States I was swapping with. So this is for Galentine's or for any times. Galentine's is the 13th. It's the day before Valentine's Day. Oh, I'm getting lots of positive things. All of you are going to make them good. If you can share them on here so the rest of us can be inspired, that will be even better. So here's one using that strawberry paper, and it's got the embossing, clear embossing on the raised part there. So pretty. Here is this gorgeous specialty paper that we have, and an embossing folder. And oh, I love this too. And did you notice this? This is in the mini catalog and often gets overlooked. It doesn't cut, it just makes the design. So take a look at that. Judy W., I see that you're on and you missed me making a Pacific Point card. So you're going to have to watch from the beginning. Fine Art Floral. Thank you, Lynn. I knew somebody would come through with that. I love this card. It's just so gentle and encouraging. I love these hearts here, and then the little resin heart there, so pretty. This one I got from my friend Joanne, and I love how she took the black and white paper, did some sponging on it, and brought in some vibrant colors, and that's a fun fold there. This is one using a hostess set from the annual catalog, and then the specialty papers, and so it just all comes together. Really, really neat. And this one here, it's a really neat Valentine's Day card for sure. But look what happens. You might say, well, how come there's this here? When you open it up, it kind of bends. And it is an easel card, but it's a diagonal easel card. And it just sits behind the little heart there, and you've got the dog looking at you. So so cute. And I got that as a swap from my friend Sylvia. So those are some of those like that, and I think that's the majority of it. I'm going to bring this back in and show you this. And just a reminder that if you comment like you're doing, I love that. If you share or like this video, it really does help me in the Facebook land. If you're watching it on YouTube, be sure to hit subscribe to catch all of mine. Even if you hit that little bell, which I never knew what it was for, but if you hit that little bell, you get a notification every time I get a new video up. And so the more I can get positive feedback online, the better it is. So I thank you so much. And remember, if you haven't subscribed to my newsletter, I will put the link up once this video is done. So take care, and looking forward to seeing your samples. Thank you. Bye-bye.